here's another thing I noticed that there's a lot of people that walk around, and this is actually going to be in my video because I put this down on tape when I first noticed it. You notice a lot of people walk around Miami with a look of disappointment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, specifically tourists.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they expected something way more just because of all the media, around Miami and
Yeah.
the hype. Miami is a hype type city. Like, it's got a lot of hype online.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Just like, even like the girls I was talking to, they're like, oh, we saw this on TikTok. We saw this on Instagram.
Right.
So they have all these expectations.
I did too.
And when they get there, it's like all of that is just like shoved down because it's not really like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really its own thing, and it's kind of like you get there and you sink into the vibe, which takes a few days. Like, it takes a few days to kind of sink in.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, this is this. Okay, it's a vacation. This is like a vacation city. Okay, I can probably come for vacation once in a while here. It's not a bad city for vacation.
Oh, definitely not.
To live, I don't know.
No, you don't want to live there. I lived there 3 years ago in the summer, which is the worst time you can live there, dude. Imagine waking up at 10 a.m. and it's 98 with full humidity and the sun right at your face. And at noon or so, it's 104 and full humidity. May I remind you? 90 seconds walk into your car, you're melting. Can you imagine your AC going out in your car in that weather? It happened to me.
That sucks. Yeah.
It was terrible.
Heat is good, when you don't have it up north, you come down for heat. But when you get that humidity, like I also felt that there was like one day I was here. I think it was like the third or fourth day where the humidity hit hard. Like, it was really humid, and it wasn't enjoyable. Like,
oh God.
You would walk out and you would like you kind of have trouble breathing.
Oh yeah, you have trouble breathing. You'll feel like you're melting and that you're gonna die.
Yeah, so fuck that.
Yeah. Oh God. July and August is the worst time to be there. I remember driving up north to Fort Lauderdale, which is 45 minutes away, and it was not even as bad.
Man, when I got to Fort Lauderdale, I literally didn't even get out of my car. The vibe was so bad.
Oh yeah,
there was dark cloud. I'm telling you, like dark cloud. It must have been maybe the post-spring break crowd or something, because
Fort Lauderdale, dude. It's an interesting.
It's so dark. Like, I know people say it's good, but it's a really dark energy there. It's just there's just like some weird energy. It's dark.
Yeah,
like, it's not good.
I didn't like Fort Lauderdale. I was only up there doing DoorDash because that's where I can make money, even though I was making $10 an hour. But the vibe just felt really off.
There was definitely some weird shit going on there because I felt that vibe also. I actually went on vacation. I think I went on vacation there because a family friend had an apartment when I was young. And even me being like 13 years old, I swear to God, I even remember telling my mom, I'm like, there's kind of a weird energy around here, around these streets. Like, it's just there. Like, there's dark cloud. People sense it too. Like, nobody can really bullshit it, but you're like, oh, it's cheaper rent. I'm like, okay, so, pay less and feel like shit. Like, I don't know, that really makes sense.
Dude, that's the one thing that's what everybody tells me, like, hey, come over here, it's more affordable. Hey, you should move over here, like, an hour away from the beach because it's about $600 cheaper. Yeah, come live in the suburbs in the middle of nowhere because rent is $900 a month. Come over. Yeah, hey, you know what? Being lazy is settling for what's affordable. That's what I would say. Hey, come live in the suburbs in Cincinnati because you'll be paying like, I don't know, $4.95 a month on rent. You can live here on minimum wage.
Like, you'll save $100 on rent, man.
You'll save hold on. You'll save $600 on rent because you won't live in the city. It's too expensive. That's the excuse I hear all the fucking time. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. Hey, you know why people say things are too expensive? Because you exchange your time for money at a shitty job that doesn't pay you real money. You got to learn to beat the system and make money work for you. That's what people in Miami do. That's what people in Los Angeles do. New York, Maine, Boston. Do they go to a job they don't like for 8 hours a day? No, I mean, they probably work at jobs they don't like, but they, yeah, they probably, but they have like,
do something that makes them passive income.
yeah,
So
like cash flow. They do
just
some,
be on their like computer.
yeah,
In New York.
yeah.
Down for the weather. Go travel to other places. You know, kind of. They just have like a lot of people just have they just own apartments in Miami. Like that I talked to, they're just like, yeah, I have an apartment here, but I don't live here.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, a lot of fucking people, like, because, you know, I spend most of my time really in South Beach just because the energy was cleaner for me. Like, just that there was, like, a clean energy in the air and a good atmosphere.
Yeah, South Beach. Yeah, South Beach is really good.
Like, I'm talking about really south. Like, I'm talking about South Point. Like, South Point. You know, not, like, on Ocean Drive, but, like, South Point, you know, there's that whole boardwalk area.
I've been there. That was an interesting boardwalk.
And then you can, you know, you walk the boardwalk, and then you can hit the beach from the boardwalk.
Yeah.
You know, there's rocks. There's like playground, Soul Beach. You know, you got everything kind of there, and you got good views, and it's just a good place to chill. That's like all around. You just park your car, you can walk the whole day. You know? And it's just got a clean vibe in there. You know, they clean the streets. It's like, you know, rich people. It's just a clean air. Like, I couldn't stand, like, Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, all that. It's just a weird energy. Maybe it's just because I'm not old enough yet. Like,
or rich.
It seems like, I don't know, man. Like, you can't, like, just settle in there. I don't know. It's like this dense air, this dense atmosphere there.
I hated Boca Raton. I was there again in January leaving Miami. I was in like the rich suburban area and it was really spread out with like palm trees everywhere making it quote unquote look nice, but it was really long roads with grass and it was nothing. You ever seen the never ending...
There's nothing there.
Yeah, you ever seen...
There's nothing there. Like, I understand why people pretend like these are cool areas to live in or something. It's like, yeah, the rent is... There's nothing happening.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
Like, people don't understand that, like, we need to kind of, like, advance the arts, create more, you know, art spaces, music spaces, you know, like, entertainment complexes, like, whatever. Like, we need to build, like, for some reason, people have this idea, like, everything is fine the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, why did we stop building on America? And this is, like, this is just going back to, in general, like, we don't build shit anymore. We don't fucking build. Like, our government just steals our tax money, pretends like they're building, they're using it for things, but they're really not.
Right.
They're pocketing it.
The one...
that shit. They're like, yeah, we're building roads. We're gonna build infrastructure. So that the bullshit they always say.
That's a lie.
It's like, bro, how about we build some cool shit? Like, how about we fucking build some cool things for us to do, or put some money into it. Like, these people spend their whole lives working for America, basically. Like you said, like, they just had basic jobs. You know, they work 9 to 5. They work for the system. Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But, like, they deserve to be able to do shit, not just sit in some apartment with, like, a gym in the lobby and, like, a television in the lobby and go, oh, yeah, that's fine.
I know, right?
There's one mall. There's just one fucking mall in the whole Boca Raton, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. Then,
Boca Raton.
I walked through that mall to take a piss. That was the most depressing fucking mall I ever seen. That mall in Boca Raton looked like a scene from like The Living Dead or some shit. Like, like Halloween masks. Like, that's how depressed everybody looked. Just like depressed as a motherfucker. Like,
yep.
Fuck, dude. That shit sucks.
Right. Boca Raton.
Like, I would rather retire on, like, somewhere on South Beach where you can just walk out. You have Muscle Beach. You have at least something happening. Like, you can work out and shit. You can, like, you know, at least mingle with some cool people. Like, you know, there's some cool tourists and some cool rich people you can talk to, you know? Like,
yeah. Oh, dude. Another thing.
There ain't shit happening, man. Like, fuck, man.
Are you familiar... You've been to Palm Beach County yet? Like, West Palm Beach gets really boring.
That's actually where I'm actually very close to there right now. I'm actually making my way up there right now.
Dude, Downtown West Palm Beach is the most boring city you will ever visit, dude.
Yeah, probably just taking a shit there or something.
Dude, dude, it's boring, dude. It looks cool at first with the bridge and the bay and the city buildings, but
I've been there. I remember seeing it. It's like there's one mall, and that's pretty much it.
yeah,
Just one big mall for everybody.
you know what's funny about West Palm Beach? When you get out east towards the ocean, crossing that bridge, they have the speed limit 35 with a speed camera and a cop car right at the end. And you know what's funny is there's no cop in the vehicle. Isn't that some funny shit? I literally walked to that. I walked to that bridge and I took the picture of that area where the cop car was, right? And I noticed on the video when recording the music video, there was no cop in the vehicle the entire time. And I thought that was some funny shit. I was about to make a joke and be like, not even the cop wants to sit there and do nothing all day, so he just parks his car and probably walks to the beach.
Yeah. I mean, it must be boring because there's really nothing happening. There's no crime.
Oh yeah, West Palm Beach, dude. There's like no crime. It's actually pretty laid back, but it's pretty boring. I walked in West Palm Beach like 3 times. The nightlife, it's a little repetitive, but it's pretty boring for the most part.
It's boring. I probably can just take a dump there and keep driving back and forth.
That's what I did, dude. I went to some restaurant and I told them like, no time to explain. I need to change clothes and get out of here. Like it was GTA Vice City, and they were like, whatever. Literally, I'm in jeans and a long sleeve shirt, sweating, and I'm like, no time to explain. I need to change clothes. They probably saw me sweating and knew I had to change clothes, and I come out in shorts and sandals. Like, whew. Can I have a glass of water while I'm here? Like, it's a little hot.
It was also weird. Like, a lot of places I noticed in Miami, like, even if you'll go out of the main areas, that their bathrooms are all locked. Like, they're all locked. They don't have the key code, or you need to ask somebody for a key.
Weird, because there's a bar I go to, like a hotel. You would know if you saw it. It had like a little castle shape on it. That was where I went to the bathroom at late hours. It was a fancy bar hotel. Nobody gives a shit. If you look rich or you look like a tourist, nobody gives a shit, dude. I walked in there using the bathroom like right next to the bar like 5 times in one night. Nobody gave a fuck. I actually went to the hotel service desk asking if I could use their bathroom. And the hotel clerk, I shit you not, literally said, well, we're not California. We don't want the smell of piss and shit everywhere, so go ahead.
Right, exactly. Like,
yeah, that guy was literally like telling me, well, unlike California, we have bathrooms for everybody. And then he literally had to like get a walkie-talkie and let the bartender know where the bathroom was. He literally pointed it to me like right this way. And it was a fancy 5-star restaurant kind of bathroom. And they let some tourist in shorts and sandals use it. That's just because they don't give a shit down there.
Yeah, I remember once when I was tripping on mushroom in New York with my friend, and there was a time we had to take a piss bad. Like, right. We were like in a big trip, like, and this was in like Central Park. It was at night, so everything was closed.
Shit.
Like, all stores were closed. So, I don't know if you know the Plaza Hotel.
New Home Alone 2?
Yeah, it's like one of the famous hotels.
Yeah,
like, probably one of the most expensive hotels in New York. It's like right on the corner of, where Central Park starts.
Yeah, that's the hotel from Home Alone 2, right?
I believe so,
yeah.
So, we ducked into there real quick. I didn't think we knew. We were tripping out, bro. There was like swirly and shit. We fucking duck in, and instantly, I remember this because, like, it was on shrooms. Everything is, like, amplified, you know?
Right.
Like, so we see the guy at the front. He's standing behind the glass, and he sees it, and he radios something in. Like, look at this, and radios something in. And it quickly comes in, like, what are you guys doing here? What are you guys doing? Are you good, sir? Like, yeah, our parents are. We're here. We just said some bullshit. Like, okay, we're your parents. We were, like, I started asking. It's like, we gotta go to the bathroom. We're gonna tell you in a second. I remember going to this bathroom. It was like gold-plated faucet, like chandeliers, like $1 million chandelier in the bathroom.
Damn.
Like perfume, cologne, like some like snacks and food on the what's it called, like the platform.
Yeah.
And some dude in there like fucking helping you out with stuff.
Oh yeah.
Craziest experience on mushrooms. It was hilarious. Just like, bro, this is the craziest bathroom ever.
Dude, I remember.
That was crazy, dude.
I heard like 25 years ago that Plaza Hotel was $1,000 a night back in like 1998.
Yeah, it's crazy expensive.
Who knows what it is today? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy expensive.
I think I had a view of it when I was in Central Park at night, but I couldn't get a good look at it. Central Park felt like a getaway. But
yeah, Central Park just has its own vibe in certain areas.
Yeah. They have traffic lights, but nobody obeys them. Go figure.
No.
And even the signs even say no bicycles allowed in the trails. And I was riding in the trails at night, and out of nowhere, an NYPD car comes out, and I'm stopping, like pause, like, oh shit, I'm caught red-handed, and the cops look at me like, can I help you? Can you please move? And they just drive away, like, what the hell is that kid doing? Like, he looks scared.
Yeah, that's kind of another thing I like about New York is that the cops, they're kind of like, they see some weird shit happen, and they're like, okay, it's New York, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they don't really, like, follow through on shit. And, you know, like in Florida, it'll be like, oh, what's this? They're like, investigating the smallest shit, like.
I believe it. I do remember that one time I was riding my bike south in Times Square in Manhattan. I would see people drinking beer and alcohol right on the sidewalk, smoking weed, and cops walk by and they don't give a fuck. Shit, I was smoking a joint right at a bus stop bench in Brooklyn, like Fort Hamilton, and NYPD walked right past me not giving a fuck. Like, there was like 3 NYPD cars for some reason walking around, and they didn't even acknowledge me when I was smoking weed. But that's probably because it's legal now, and they probably just don't care.
Right. I've gotten summonses, you know, when I was trying to even for smoking. And shit, I remember once, funny story, but we were smoking. You remember Dyker Park?
Where?
Dyker Park?
Oh yeah, Dyker Golf Course or the golf course? Yeah.
Drink 40, and all of a sudden we see a Crown Vic, and you know this is back in the day because Crown Vics are rarely cops anymore. But back in the day, you know, they used to use Crown Vics as a undercover.
Oh yeah, they're still around some areas.
And we see a Crown Vic, and it like passes us slowly, like. You think that was a cop? Like, no. It looks really beat up.
Right.
And we keep fucking smoking and drinking, and that same Crown Vic fucking comes back, and this cops jump out, and she was really fucking aggressive, bro. Cops used to be aggressive as fuck. Like, what, you smoking weed?
Right.
You smoking weed? What are you smoking weed? Let me see some ID. I'm like, I don't have ID.
Like,
what do you have ID? I'm like, oh, I'm in high school. Like, what do you have on you? I need some for identification. Well, you're going in handcuffs right now. I'm like, oh, I have my program card. They're like, okay, give me a program card. They fucking wrote me a ticket. This cop was so stupid. Instead, like, you know how on the program card it says like your name, like your guidance counselor and shit, and like, you know, like your like the name of your homeroom or something teacher.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know. He ended up writing not even my real name. He put like one of my fucking like guidance counselor's names or something, whatever his name was under there. Put in the car like a fucking moron.
Did you pay it?
Dude, this guy's just stupid, bro.
Did you pay that ticket or no?
No, it wasn't even under my name, but
okay.
This is just for weed. So like cops used to go crazy about weed in New York. And
dude, they used to go crazy.
And then COVID came, when COVID happened, it was like all these policies where it's like they don't even fuck with you anymore.
Dude, that's how it was with landlords, man. Dude, we had a neighbor who my landlord wanted to get rid of, and the rest of us, right? But the landlord couldn't get rid of her because of COVID policies. They're like, well, we can't just evict her. We can't raise the rent. So we're like, what can we do? And so they did this clever way to get rid of our neighbor, which thank God they did. This new neighbor who had a dog barking, they blamed it on the neighbor's cat, even though the cat never goes on their property. But I think the accusations of the cat disrupting the dogs and our neighborhood was enough for her to leave. And we literally went to the leasing office. We were like, "Oh, thank you, God. We hated that neighbor."
Yeah.
Dude, that neighbor was a psycho. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, people from Utah, people who moved from Utah who came here for like a soccer game just for the summer, right? They had 8 cars. They all lived in a 3-bedroom condo, like sleeping on the floor and shit, because they were just there for 3 months for a tournament. So they took our parking spots, right? That neighbor literally flipped out and was like, "You fucking assholes from Utah taking my parking spot," because she's been there for 4 years. Yeah, like at 2 a.m. you can hear that. The whole neighborhood can hear it. And I come out and I'm like, "Shut up." Shit. I guess we have to cut the video short. It's been like 50 minutes. That's if people.
Yeah, man. I just stopped by the store right now, so.
Oh yeah, I gotta take a piss and head to the gym. So.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Keep posted. Yo, I'm also probably gonna make a recap video when I get back.
All right.
So I'll end up calling you, pay for some stuff.
Okay, no problem, man.
We'll see about it.
All right,
man.
I'll see you.
All right, man. Let me know how it goes, bro.
All right, let you know, man. Bye.
Peace out.
Yeah. All right.
What do you want to talk about?
All right, we have just begun. So the part 2 of Florida, and since you're there, you have a better description than I do. The tolls, we obviously know about the tolls. It's bullshit.
Okay.
What about the condescending vibe you were talking about in some of the videos, like people staring at you in a weird way?
The what?
The people staring at you weirdly, like you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. I think that's even more prevalent in Miami.
Is that...
Because it's like old whores. Old whores just like with their mouths open.
Yeah.
Taking photos of everything.
I was one of those people, I will admit, but I was just a dude who took pictures. I didn't like stare at anybody or anything except for
No, yeah. It's okay to take pictures, but like they'll be like staring at you like for like way too long.
Right.
Like, I was like, I'm just a human being. Like,
right.
I'm not a celebrity. Like, you don't have to stare the fuck out of me.
Right. The only thing I really stared at down there was the girls. That's about it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what you stare at. He's like, why are you staring at me? Come on.
Oh yeah. You were telling. Well, did you?
Yeah, it's also like that richness too. Like people like they're in the rat race for who can look the richest.
Right.
So they'll be like, they'll max themselves out with the biggest bullshit branding they can.
Yeah.
Like their fucking Gucci t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like walk around like their life is set and probably go home and cry their ass off because they got nothing going.
That's how it was up here back when I used to go clubbing. Like, they would have the fancy suits and ties, the dresses, and the brand new BMW or Mercedes in the middle of the dance floor. Like, they're the star, right? I remember at the end of the night when it was over, I'd be like, "Yo, sick car and sick clothing. Can I check out your house and visit and learn from you or whatever?" And then they were like, "Can we go to your house instead?" And I was like, "What, do you not have a house or something?" Probably because they don't.
The club scene also in Miami is just like, how fast do you mature as a person, Are you still in high school mentality?
Yeah, I've never been to a club.
You have to go to a club to show your worth.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sad state, right?
I've heard stories and videos on YouTube in Miami that if you're a certain skin color or type of look, they don't let you in, which is like discrimination. But yet
100%. Miami's racist, man.
Yeah.
Miami's really racist.
It is.
There's a lot of tension in the air. You just feel it. Like, I mean,
it's like I said. It's like I say, man. Once you first go there, it's really fun and all on South Beach with the colorful lights and the beach and the tourists taking pictures. But after like 2 weeks, you'll get bored of it.
I got bored in like less than a week. Really.
Yeah, it depends for some people. For me, I got bored of it in 2 weeks. Some can get bored of it on like the 3rd day. But once you're done with Ocean Drive and Collins Avenue, Washington Avenue, and the beach, you're like, okay, cool. Now what?
Right. That's exactly how it is. It's like the beach is great.
Yeah.
And then beach time is over, and you're like, No what?
Right.
The same restaurant, the same walk down, whatever it's called, Ocean Drive, whatever.
Yep.
And you got the same waitresses, trying to pull you in, saying hi to you with like the fakest smile in the world.
Right. Do they still do that thing where they stand in front of the restaurants where they pretend to smile and lure you?
They didn't do it. Like, I swear to God, I get like the same girl smiling at me, asking me to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, can't you like afford to get like some different faces? Like, this is getting kind of weird because like I already smiled at the girl back, and I'm not an asshole. There's still human beings.
Right.
And like, if the girl is like, she seems genuine, I'll smile back. I'm like, hey, hi, just like I'm not gonna come in, but I'll still, say hi back.
Right.
But it kind of got like there's a point where it got kind of repetitive because it'd be like every single day the same girl. And it's like, what am I not gonna say hi this time? You know what I mean?
Right.
Same faces, just like say hi to you every day. And actually, that's another thing I want to talk about is that Miami, South Beach in general, is really condensed and tight. So you see the same people like multiple times a day.
Yeah, that's weird. South Beach is more. Well, South Beach is more of a tourist area, so it's going to be the same people working every day.
Like where the action is, really. So
yeah.
Like you'll be seeing like I saw some German tourists I talked to like one day, and then the next day I saw them again in the morning.
Right.
And, like other people I met at Muscle Beach and stuff, like you see them, they're like all the time. So it's like you see the same faces. It's not like New York where every day is like fresh faces, new people.
Or here. I play guitar on Saturdays in Cincinnati, and I see different faces every time I'm there. Every time. I mean, yeah, I see the same bartenders and shit, but the foot traffic's all different people every Saturday. I never see the same people, like, usually ever.
Yeah. And that's also kind of a downer because, you don't have so much freedom. Like, you're used to, like, the same people and shit. It's just like, but it is what it is. Like, the tourist situation, I've had some great conversation with tourists.
You do.
Like, it kind of depends on the people themselves,
That's what's cool. That's actually what's cool about South Beach is meeting different tourists from around the world every time you're there.
Yeah. I met people from Germany. I met girls from Norway, Switzerland.
Yep.
Like, Mexico, fucking Asia. I met some Asian, chicks too.
Yep.
I got some numbers, and just like, it's not a bad thing. But,
right. But living with
it doesn't contribute to that community feel. So it doesn't feel like there's no community or kind of like collective feel.
Right. Have you had anybody ask you for cocaine there? Because when I was there in January, people were literally asking me if I can buy coke from them everywhere.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're still getting that there?
Day, night, morning, all the time.
Shit.
I was like, shit, dude, like, coke is really prevalent in Miami. Like, it hasn't lost its touch there, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, it hasn't left the 1980s when it comes to cocaine cowboys for sure. Another thing I've noticed about Miami is it's pure tourism, but once you start living there, you start to see discrimination, racism, stuck-up rich people. They'll be like, hey, wealthy people are here and you're not wealthy. We don't want you here kind of feeling. Like, fuck you.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, not as much as, like Naples or that west end of Florida.
I thought Naples was more laid back. Or so I hear.
It's more like really rich golf course vibes.
Okay.
Like, dudes literally walking around in their golf uniform.
Gotcha.
Because like in the parking lot showing off their club or whatever, and like it's just like such a golf richness kind of community where Miami it's more like really super rich people that just don't have time to waste, so they don't really like you don't feel it as much because they're super busy.
Yeah, Miami's it's more of a business city.
Right. So it's got more of that kind of like New York-y kind of like people doing shit vibe.
Right.
And they don't have much time for you.
Right.
So meanwhile on the West Coast, of Florida, it's kind of like, okay, I'm retired, I'm rich, I don't have shit going on.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, playing golf every day.
Yeah.
Going to the same mall every day.
Yep.
Type vibe.
To be fair, a lot of people from New York have been flocking to Miami for decades, so it's no surprise you see a lot of New Yorkers down there.
There's a lot of New Yorkers. A lot of New York license plates in Miami.
People from New York.
Yeah.
People from New York have been flocking to Miami and Fort Lauderdale for years.
Yeah. It's just a standard, and you can't even nobody can even say anything against it because literally they keep that city fucking alive. No joke.
What, Miami or New York?
Yeah. They keep that city alive. I mean, I've talked to locals. They're like, oh yeah, we love Windsor. Because, all the New Yorkers and all the, interesting people come.
Right. Yeah. I was there in January. I mean, I liked my visit there, but I imagine if I started living there, like, an everyday life, I would probably get bored of it really quickly.
100% can't.
Yeah.
100% can't.
I mean,
I just saw a fucking cop. I was like, kind of speeding, and I'm like, I'm hoping this cop doesn't fucking follow me.
The police in Miami don't really give a shit as long as you're white. That's what I learned. It's like white. You have white privileges in Miami.
Well, the thing is, there's most of the cops I see in Miami are actually Spanish.
I believe it.
Huge. Because most people do not speak English.
I believe it. That's another topic. That's another one. Nobody speaks English. That's another one to talk about. Nobody speaks English.
Nobody speaks English.
Matter of fact, most people aren't even white.
It's kind of even like a surprise when you hear somebody speak English when you walk into a store or something.
Oh, especially when you're outside of downtown where I lived, nobody speaks English whatsoever. It's like you're in another country.
No. Even driving down, I would stop by a store.
What part of Miami? Where were you?
It would be a random, it would be like a Target or just like some American-based store, and everybody's speaking Spanish. Nobody's speaking English.
What part of Miami was it? What part?
Greets you in Spanish.
Right. What part of Miami though?
Say anything. She greets you in Spanish.
I believe it. What part of Miami? Like downtown, outside of the coast?
No. This was more off. Off the beach. This wasn't at the beach area. This was more like I don't really remember where.
Like Wynwood?
Nah. But speaking of Wynwood is so overrated. It's like you go online. It's like Wynwood, the next Brooklyn, the next hot spot. It's literally a fucking traffic trap. Do not drive in Wynwood. You're just gonna get. These streets are just one-way, two-way streets.
Yeah.
And people take an hour to fucking parallel park.
Right.
And you just get trapped in fucking traffic. You're just sitting in traffic. And I'm just like, bro, get the fuck out of it. I get the fuck out of it. There's some record shops and art, shops and kind of hipstery type vibe. But my recommendation would be just to park away and walk the whole fucking thing because it's another thing. You're sitting in traffic. You're spending your whole day in just traffic. It's awful.
Oh yeah, the driving in Miami totally sucks. It's not a joke when they say it sucks. I remember being stuck in traffic where the left lane turn was half a mile long, and once it turned green, it was 4 seconds. Green, yellow, red.
Right. Now, if I'm on that light and I'm the first guy, I actually have the decency to go quick,
Right. Oh yeah, if you don't go quick.
Because I respect people. I understand how to fucking wait on this thing.
Dude, I remember.
People are fucking on their phone, taking 5 seconds to start moving. It's have some fucking decency,
Right. I remember one time. I remember one time when I turned left, I was the first one to go, and I waited 5 seconds, and I had 10 people honking the horn, and I was guilty of being on my phone. Oh, they get pretty pissed. But
crazy, it's these old people reflexes, it's
That's how it was that's how it was when I was in Boston. Like, if you take half a second to go when it's green, you hear beep, 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 beep. Like, it's a fucking musical.
Yeah.
I remember that, dude.
From Boston.
Were you in, you ever been to Revere, a little north of Boston? Yeah. You remember that roundabout on Squire Road? That big.
Yeah.
So every day on that roundabout, it'd be a 2-lane, and it was like crashing your car every time you enter. People are going in so fast, coming out so fast, changing lanes. And if you get in, if you take forever to get in, it's beep 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 beep. It's like the beep musical there. It's the same with Miami too. Like, if you take a second too long, beep 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 beep.
Yeah, because that's how bad the traffic is, man. It's,
oh yeah.
It's all times of the day. It's all times of the week.
Yep.
It's just constant. Like in New York, it's more like focused. Like when it is. It's around rush hour times.
People in New York. It's funny.
Like predictable.
I have a coworker from New Jersey, and he would make jokes about New York, saying, "You know why nobody honks the horn in New York? Because they're smart enough to know when it's time to go."
Yeah, people. It's funny. Like New York, surprisingly, has some of the best drivers because you're kind of forced to drive good.
Right. California was like that too, but California people just know how to drive. Period. For some reason.
And here's another thing about Miami specifically. And this is a Miami thing because when I was out west Florida, I people signal. People kind of like drive respectably.
Right.
The second I get out of the Everglades, the second I get to way out north,
right,
Miami, those fuckers, nobody signals.
Oh yeah, dude, nobody.
That's like a standard, like it's almost like a rule. Like people just do not signal at all, nor do they want to at important times. Like I understand when like you might be making like a short move that doesn't require it.
Right.
Sometimes it's like important, because like you gotta let people know what you're doing, and nobody fucking signals at all. Like it's crazy. It's such a Miami thing.
Yep.
And a lot of people agree with me on that.
I remember a lot of people can't drive there. Like they drive slow, they change lanes without looking, they merge without looking. They drive really slow when they're on the fast lane.
And they drive like asshole-ish.
Yeah.
They'll like speed up like crazy to cut you off and then drive slower. It's like, bro, you just sped up to drive slower. Like I don't understand. Like,
a lot of people tell me that's just the New Yorkers.
Nah, because New Yorkers signal.
Oh yeah, New Yorkers signal. But I remember the driving in Miami was pretty scary every day I was there. Well, yeah, you were telling me Kevin O'Leary was there, right?
Yeah, I saw Kevin O'Leary. Saw some other people. Nobody too crazy.
You were telling me about the security people. What's up with that?
What do you mean?
You told me there was security around these celebrities or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Like I saw a lot of, like, celebrities. Like, I knew they were celebrities. I just didn't know who the fuck they were because, like, I don't care.
Right.
Go out of the loop. But, like, yeah, you see people with bodyguards. I parked on some block.
Yeah.
And as I park on the block, like, I'm still in my car, charging my phone for a bit. And literally, the same fucking guys keep circling the block. And this whole guy's in, like, all black with earpieces in.
Oh, shit.
And they're, like, circling the block in glass, like, the most obvious, security, detail, whatever, you know. And, like, obviously, I'm, like, the odd guy out because I'm just sitting in my fucking car. So they kind of, like, start, like, looking at me a little bit, like, suspicious. And I'm like, man, I don't even know what the fuck you guys are doing. I don't give a shit.
I think the reason they do that is just for their own protection because, I mean, if you were famous
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're sitting in...
There's a lot of money in Miami, like, like, there's a lot of money involved. Like a positive note, maybe like a side change for a positive note. Every single day in South Beach, like, certain like streets like South, Second, Third, Fourth, like where the really nice property is, the more like residential.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They clean the streets every fucking morning.
Oh, I believe it.
Every morning, the guys will come out with leaf blowers and blow the whole street, all the junk into the middle.
Yep.
And a specific sanitation truck will come down and just suck in all the dirt in the middle of the road. And it's every single day.
I have noticed.
Those streets are clean.
Miami Beach is very clean. That's the one thing I've noticed. When you leave Miami Beach and you're in the middle of downtown, it looks so ghetto as hell.
Yeah.
I was downtown, like a block away from the train monorail station, whatever you call it, and there was like abandoned buildings with graffiti and bars on the windows and trash everywhere and a homeless guy sleeping there. It looked like a fucking third world country a little bit.
Yeah, they got a lot of money there, so.
Oh yeah, wealthy people, man.
Actually, it was another crazy thing. I barely saw any homeless people. And
you're in South Beach.
I saw a lot of signs like posted up, like we can help you. We can help you if you have problems. So I think they're doing something to actually like get them off the street, like probably just move them around or something.
My grandma.
I barely saw them. Yeah.
One of my grandparents in Ocala actually talked to me about that. They went on to say that homeless people in Florida often get help because a lot of people in Florida are wealthy and donate it to like homeless people in need or something like that. My grandma said my grandma did say that only if you put in the work though. Like they'll get you a job, they'll find a way to get you a home or give you at least shelter, but they won't leave you on the streets or something like that. But where I lived, like way out west by FIU, oh, there was a terrible homeless situation. Like at the Publix and the Little Caesars next door, I saw one guy sitting right in front of the building with a blanket and a candle. Another guy on a bicycle cooking his meals, and then one chick right at the entrance asking me for money every time I come in and come out. And like nobody does anything to get them to leave. Nobody.
It's just like New York.
Yeah.
Those guys have pissed and shit on those streets for so long, and nobody wants to do anything about it.
Yeah, Miami's like that too. When you
want to pretend like they are, but they're really not.
Yeah. If you're outside of the tourist areas in Miami, you start to see the terrible homeless problem.
Yeah, like that's like another thing. Like once you hit west, like Miami, past like 95, it is so ghetto.
Oh yeah. Dirty. Oh yeah, Overtown, parts of Little Havana, Little Haiti. Practically where I live was a ghetto. Literally, never in my life have I seen houses with bars on the windows, bars at the front door, bars in the entire front porch, bars at the garage door, and then a gate surrounding the entire perimeter with barbed wire on the top of it. I mean,
with like 5 pit bulls just running around the front yard.
That is actually the only thing. That is actually the only thing.
That's like the reality, dude.
That's actually the only thing I have not seen is 5 pit bulls in that gated community. But when I did deliveries there, I had to like get a key code to get in. Then I had to open another gate and another gate just to get to the front door and deliver groceries. It was insane. Literally bars, windows, front door, the garage, the perimeter with barbed wire and security cameras. Like, how ghetto is this fucking place? And I looked on the Google Street View to see how long they were up, and it was longer than the Google Street View itself from 07. And everywhere you go on that street, you will see 2 or 3 cop cars with their sirens, like, every hour.
Oh, yeah.
It's a ghetto-ass area.
And this is another thing for comparison. God, I saw more cops when I got to Miami in 2 hours.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that.
2 weeks.
You were telling me that.
St. Petersburg, Tampa area.
I believe it. It's Miami,
literally,
dude.
2 hours. Like, there's so many cops, man. It's insane.
I believe it. I believe it.
They're unnecessary too. Like they just sit on the drive, Ocean Drive or whatever, and it's so many of them just picking their noses and eating, a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like nothing is happening.
Are they on their ATVs when they drive, or just the cop cars?
Yeah. On their ATVs, their scooters, whatever. Like, shit, man. They don't do shit.
I know the thing with Ocean Drive is that outside of the weekends and spring break, it's actually pretty chill. It's pretty laid back, mostly on the weekdays. But I remember being there on like a Saturday in the summer, and it was crazy. Like 4 ATV cop cars, one cop car driving around, 3 cops walking on the street. It was literally like a GTA 6-star wanted level there. And there was some rap event that happened in 2021 when I lived there. And it was just like they did on spring break, blocking the roads, one-way road, license plate scanners, cops and bicycles, and SWAT army team suits with shields and canines. Like, it looked like Haiti a little bit. And apparently, events like that, there's violence and shootings, and it's just, why, you know?
Yeah.
Did they still have everything blocked down, or was that over after spring break?
It was like, it was still up, but it was kind of, I don't know, it was more relaxed, I think.
I was going to say,
there was still seriously unnecessary amount of cops around.
I believe
unnecessary.
Yeah, for some reason on spring break, it gets pretty wild. I don't know why. It tends to get pretty crazy.
Yeah, and, you know, I came, like, technically when it was supposed to be over, you know, because I don't want to deal with that shit, but
right.
It still kind of wasn't over. But then, you know, like this Sunday, God, it was so dead. It's so boring. I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I gotta hear some music. That's just like another thing. Like, the Miami music scene.
Oh, it sucks.
As a musician, it's just ass. It's awful. There is no scene.
There
you know
isn't.
what I mean? Like, there is no music scene. It's just like restaurants hiring specific people that they know.
Yeah.
Like, just playing singers for like a guy playing a guitar, okay?
Yeah.
A gal playing a violin, okay? A gal singing without even any other musicians, just over some pre-recorded MP3s.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. I can respect it, you know, like they're doing a thing, but it's not live music. It's not a band. It's not like there's no energy happening with a fucking guy playing like depressing Mozart on a violin. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Like, fuck, like they don't understand that, like, we need bands, we need, like, groups, or, like, some kind of high-energy music.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
I remember every time I was in Miami or anywhere in Florida, you got all these people with their colorful, bright, flashing little stereo players playing that same music. And they dance like it's the best sound they ever heard in the world.
Yeah, just generic bullshit.
Yeah, they even do it up north. They do it up here, but Florida, it tends to be a thing down there. All that same rap music that all sounds the same. Like the same, it has the same.
And the worst part is that you always hear like 4 or 5 speakers at the same time.
Yeah, I remember they had like 4 or 5 speakers all dancing like it's the best sound in the world. What's funny is I was actually.
One guy will bring a speaker, then another guy has to bring it out to.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know, to one up him. Then somebody else brings it, and then now it's like everyone's trying to out loud each other with these bullshit speakers that, you know, it's stupid.
And yet.
The reason I couldn't live there.
And yet I get told by the police it's city property for playing outside of the tourist area in Ocean Drive. It's bullshit.
What? They don't understand music.
They don't.
They don't understand, like, the scene or the community.
Dude, I remember.
It's all, like, for profit.
Dude, I remember when I was at that motel playing at 2 a.m. with a very low volume. I had a knock at my door from security for a noise complaint. I was like, are you serious? But yet I hear couples arguing, having domestic violence at 4 a.m. and nobody does anything about that. Except for that one time when I was somewhere in Palm Beach County called Latanya or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it. There was arguing going on, and I look out my front window and there's a cop car. They did something about it right away. But Miami, I mean, if it wasn't so corrupt, I could tell it used to be amazing from what I can analyze. Like just the like it's
in the 80s, you know it was good in the 80s, like for
yeah. Anytime you hear about Miami and the stories of it, what's the first thing that comes to anybody's mind? 1980s.
Right. It's like, oh, back in the 80s, back in the 80s. Okay.
Like when you look at like Scarface and Vice City and Ace Ventura, Ace Ventura was 1990s, but that was still like what 30 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it came out 90. Yeah, 94, I think. Yeah, 30 years ago.
Like Vice City, here's another